So what you want to do here, guys, is take a foam roller that's longer than your body, preferably. If you have two short foam rollers, you could probably put them together. So what I'm doing is I'm tucking my chin. So I'm making sure my chin is tucked, and I'm just rotating my head. Look at the rotation. Again, it's all about doing it slow, right? If you do it fast, what's going to end up happening, not always, but a lot of times this happens, is the muscle group that is strongest in your neck, which is not necessarily the one you want to work out, is going to take over if you do it too fast. So why am I tucking the chin? Why am I doing it slow? Because what I want to feel the stretch and the burn is in the back. The back of the neck, those are called the extensors. And then where they connect to the head, the back of the head, that's called the suboccipital. So you're trying to work the upper half of the back of the neck. So the more you tuck your chin, the more you try to mindfully place the stretch and the workout there in the back of the head, back of the neck, the suboccipital area, the more your body's going to work the right muscles. So if you get tired with one hand, you can always put the hand there. Notice I'm not using force to press down my chin. I'm literally just reminding myself to retract or tuck, whatever word helps you remember to retract or tuck the chin. So another way to think about this is imagine you have a double chin. I don't have a double chin because my neck is muscle. There's no fat there. But normally you might give yourself a double chin if you're doing this. And again, rotate the head. Rotate means turn it, right? You're turning it, but it's not, the ears aren't moving closer to your shoulder. You're rotating the spine, so to speak, rotating the cervical vertebrae. And of course, making that neck sexy and big. So you notice me feeling the burn. Now, what you're going to see is here, this time, this was actually my first recording. Now, notice what happens when I don't remind myself to tuck the chin. Sometimes if you notice, look at that. The chin starts untucking a little bit, right? Because it's a difficult movement. Another thing you'll notice is in this one, I place my head a little bit higher up than the previous. So in this one, it's almost like my suboccipital muscle is what's actually touching the end of the foam roller. But in the previous, if you look again, it's actually that little groove, that little spot that sticks out in the middle of the head that's more touching the edge. And as you can see here, I slide myself down because I'm like, I think I'm feeling more comfortable when I'm like this. So this, compared to in the beginning, is when that little part of your head that sticks out in the back, that little bone, when that's touching the edge of the foam roller. So what I would recommend you do is just play with different positions, whatever gets you to tuck and turn your head the best, and whatever gets you to feel it in the back of your neck, the back of the head, in that area where the neck and the head attach to each other. That's the muscle group. That's the area you want to stretch and strengthen. So what I'm going to show you here is a head-on view, right? Again, I'm reminding myself to tuck the chin, and what you're going to see is nobody's perfect, right? So first of all, my left side rotates a little bit more than my right, and the reason is because I used to play violin, I used to play guitar, and I naturally turn my head left a little bit more than my right side. So there's an imbalance, but also you're going to see sometimes that it's not smooth when I'm rotating. You see, there's like a struggle to make it smooth. Why? Because I don't do this that often. I'm not on this exercise as I should. So I'm admitting to you, I've been neglecting this exercise. So the rotation's not as smooth. It's those stabilizer muscles struggling to keep up. What you might notice sometimes is there's a little bit of an untuck sometimes, right? Not always, but again, I'm just showing you this because everyone's form, everyone's posture, everyone's function could improve. Don't beat yourself up if you're not getting this completely the first few times you try. Just remember, if you're feeling it mostly in the upper back of your neck and that area where the back of the head, the skull attaches to the neck, then you're doing it correctly. That's the area that you want to strengthen, that suboccipital area. The occipital is the back of your skull, so suboccipital literally is below that, right? That's a good way to remember. So watch as I rotate a little more, and you can also do this with a deflated beach ball, and if you really are feeling it, you can do this with your head hovering above the ground, but I wouldn't recommend doing that initially. So watch the next video. I'll give you some variations.